Hello everyone, this is part 7 of What If Naruto's mother was Tsunade Senju, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Early next morning in the Hyuga clan compound. After the near-historic announcement by the Hokage at the news of Naruto's existence, the Hyuga Council, along with Hyuga Hyashi, had been discussing the news for much of the night, and the early parts of the morning and how it affected the standing of their clan in Konoha. Who would have ever thought that Tsunade-sama would actually have a child? One could quite well restore the Senju clan in Konoha, spoke a Hyuga elder. None of us did, replied another elder. This could greatly affect our standing in Konoha, where if this boy actually succeeds in rebuilding his clan, then our clan's power and influence in the village will be greatly reduced, said yet another elder. Tell us, Hyashi, do you know anything of what the boy is capable of? Asked Hyashi's father, who was head of the Hyuga clan council. Unfortunately no, as the Hokage said that he has no knowledge of the boy's capabilities, as he kept it secret and it will not be revealed until Jiraiya-sama arrives, to speak to him about it, answered Hyashi. The elders frowned at this, as knowing what Naruto was able to do could have helped them plan out what they were to do and what to expect from the boy. Do we know who the boy's father is? Is he a foreign shinobi, a noble from Hai no Kuni, fire country, or some kind of commoner? Asked one elder. No, I do not know, as the Hokage claimed that he had no knowledge of who the boy's father was, as Tsunade-sama refused to tell, replied Hyashi. And do you believe him? Asked the same elder. I do not know, as it is possible that the Hokage does know who the boy's father was but refuses to tell for whatever reason, and it is also possible he does not know, as he said. But I believe it matters little as to who the boy's father was, as the Hokage spoke he was dead, and I believe him in that, said Hyashi. At this all the elders nodded, where then another elder then spoke up. Have you met or seen the boy yet? Asked the elder. No, as the boy was attending the academy when the Hokage announced the boy to us, and he was not with him when he announced the boy's existence to the rest of the village. My guess is that the Hokage is trying to keep the boy out of the view of large crowds and other influential groups such as ourselves for as long as possible, so that he won't be overwhelmed and used in the politics of the village, spoke Hyashi. Then we must find a way to gain the boy on our side, as the boy is a Senju, the main founders of this village, and when he older he will have enormous influence in the village and will most likely have the people's support. His existence alone will shift a great deal of influence that our clan has had in the village to him, but if we can get the boy to ally with our clan, then the Hyuga clan's influence will grow greatly, said one of the elders. Hyashi, isn't your daughter Hinata in the same graduating class as the young Senju heir is in? Asked an elder. Yes, she is, and according to her and to the Jonin tutor Yuhi Kurenai that I assigned to my daughter, Hinata has become quite friendly with the young Senju heir and has already become friends with him, spoke Hyashi. Well, it seems that for once, the girl has actually done something right and has finally proven herself useful to the clan. If she can somehow get close to the boy, we can then arrange a marriage between the two once the boy's mother arrives in the village. We can use the marriage to form an alliance between us and the Senju clan, where then our clan influence and power in the village will raise to unprecedented levels, spoke Hyashi's father. As Hyashi's father said this, Hyashi's face remained unreadable and just nodded, but on the inside he was frowning, since despite common belief Hyashi cared deeply for his family, especially after the loss of his brother and then his beloved wife Hitomi. After which Hyashi adopted the cold hard exterior that people knew him for, so that people would believe that he did not care about his daughters, or more specifically Hinata. So that people would not try hurt her, to get back him. In reality he cared deeply for his daughter, as she reminded him so much of his wife Hitomi. The other reason why he was so hard on her was because he wanted Hinata to become strong enough to defend herself. This was why he was so hard on her and had her become a ninja and not stay in the clan to become the heiress of the clan. Hence the idea of using Hinata as a political pawn and having her married off to make the Hyuga clan stronger and more powerful in Konoha wasn't exactly what Hyashi wanted for her. But there was little he could do, as despite common belief, Hyashi did not have full control of his clan. Although as clan head he had control over most parts of the clan along with other things, he still did not have full control. Since when it came to things that would greatly affect the Hyuga clan itself in general, such as their bloodline or status in Konoha, then the Hyuga elders could take control and overrule him on whatever decision he could make. Which was exactly what they did, when the Kumo's ambassador tried to kidnap Hinata and he killed him, where he then planned to offer himself up to prevent war from happening between Konoha and Kumo. But the elders had overruled him on his decision, believing that Hiashi was too valuable to die, where they then had his brother sent instead, and although Hiashi's brother Hisashi did it of his own free will, Hiashi still held a grudge against them for being the ones who suggested the idea and putting it in his brother's head. He also never forgave his father for it either, as it was he who came up with the idea to begin with, where he saved one of his son's life by sacrificing the other. So it is agreed, spoke Hiashi's father suddenly and halting Hiashi's train of thought a moment ago. Once we have gathered enough knowledge of the young Senju heir abilities and skills, and once Hinata has gotten close enough to him, we will arrange with the boy's mother an arranged marriage between the two, thereby sealing an alliance between the Hyuga clan and the Senju clan. Upon the marriage between the two of them, we will place the cage bird seal along with our bloodline blocking seal on Hinata so to keep our clan bloodline in the Hyuga clan, where any children that they may have will not have our bloodline, but even still the future generations of the Senju clan will still be from our own clan. Thereby we can use Hinata and that link to gain control and manipulate the clan, where the Hyuga clan will finally and truly become the strongest clan in Konoha. At this Hiashi frowned, as he did not like hearing the idea of the cage bird seal being placed on his eldest daughter, not to mention he did not like the Hyuga elders' plan, as something like this could be easily seen as treason, where many people could see this as the Hyuga clan trying to take over and interfering with another clan, which was forbidden by all clans to do. Not to mention there were still too many things that could go wrong, as past experiences on the battlefield had taught Hiashi that things rarely go according to plan. But we must hurry, as the other clans, not to mention other families in Konoha, will try and gain some kind of favor with the boy, and others will try and get their own daughters to get close to the boy so that they can arrange a marriage between the daughters and him. Yamanaka Inoiki's daughter would be the most dangerous of them all, as like with Hinata, she is in the same graduating class as the boy is. Not to mention that the Nara and Akamaiki heirs could help her, as those three clans have been close with one another ever since their fathers were their ages, spoke another elder. Agreed then, spoke Hiashi's father, where he then turned to Hiashi himself. Hiashi, I want you to tell your daughter that she is to use whatever means necessary to get as close to the boy as possible, no matter what it takes. She could very well hold the fate of the Hyuga clan in Konoha in her hands. I understand, father, and I will tell her, replied Hiashi, after which he then left the room, where he would simply approve of his daughter's friendship with Naruto and encourage her to continue on with it. Which was not exactly what the elders wanted him to do, but still close enough as it followed along their plan in some parts. Besides, who knows, with some luck perhaps Hinata can find love with Naruto in the arranged marriage between them, like he did with the arranged marriage with her mother Hitomi, that is, if elders' plan works up to that point. But regardless of this, Hiashi knew he had no choice but to follow the elders' plan, at least until he found some way that would allow him to be rid of them without causing bloodshed, in-house fighting or turmoil in the clan. At the academy, at about 9:30 in the morning, the graduating members of the class arrived in their classroom for the last time, as today they were going to meet their Jonin senseis and be formed into teams. The students all took the usually seats in the room. As Naruto entered the room, he saw Kiba and Akamaru. Although Akamaru yelped happily upon seeing Naruto, Kiba quickly turned away in a different direction that would allow him not to look at Naruto, as doing so reminded him too much of own personal humiliation. Although Kiba knew he should be grateful to Naruto for not only stopping him for being an accomplice to treason, but for also saving his life, as he had learned from the Iruka and the Hokage that if he had given Mizuki the scroll, he would have killed him. But even with this, Kiba still could not help but hold a grudge against Naruto, as every time he looked at Naruto, he would be reminded of how he had been duped, not to mention that he was still angry at how for the second time Naruto beat him easily, with just one hit. Kiba also believed that Naruto was nothing more than a silver spoon shinobi, where he was born into a powerful noble clan, with a cage-level mother and godfather to give him special training, and was born naturally with talent thanks to his heritage. While kids like Kiba, who were born from shinobi clans that weren't as revered or as powerful as Naruto's, had to work hard to gain any kind of real strength or to be noticed. People just naturally paid attention to Naruto just because of his heritage, while they ignore Kiba and those like him. Even Sasuke fitted in a similar category as Naruto, but he at least knew suffering and hardship with the loss of his clan. Naruto did not. As Kiba thought about last night, he could not help but feel lucky that was still a ninja, as the Hokage had decided to let him still be a genin, since he had been tricked and used by Mizuki. Unfortunately, his mother wasn't as forgiving as the Hokage, as Kiba could not help but cringe slightly at the memory, when he remembered his mother arriving in the Hokage's office and after the Hokage told her everything that happened that night. The angry shouts and screams that came from his mother as she yelled at him could be heard all over Konoha that night and nearly made everyone in the office go deaf. His mother had been furious with him when she learned what happened, where she shouted at how much he had shamed her and their clan and about how he could have been duped so easily all over a simple grudge he held against Naruto. Once Tsunade had stopped yelling, the Hokage told her that Kiba would be not been punished as he had been tricked and the event would be kept hidden if Naruto agreed to, so that Kiba and the Inuzuka clan would not be disgraced to the rest of the village. His mother seemed to lessen her anger at him after hearing this, but even still she had not let Kiba off the hook for attacking Naruto and for being such an idiot. Where she told Kiba for the next 8 months he would be on kennel duty in the Inuzuka clan kennels, the worst job for any member in the Inuzuka clan. As he would have to clean up each one of the Inuzuka dog kennels each week, which also included picking up the dog's poop around the kennels. When Naruto saw Kiba looking away from him, he could only sigh as he could tell that Kiba still held some kind of foolish grudge against him for whatever reason. As he looked at Kiba, he also could not help but remember the talk he had with the Hokage earlier this morning, where he agreed to keep Kiba's part of the incident secret. Since although he thought Kiba was a jerk and a bit of an idiot, he didn't believe he or his clan deserved to be disgraced to the whole village because of one stupid mistake. Sarutobi of course had been happy to hear Naruto's choice as he was on the same mind as Naruto and believed that Kiba could still make a fine ninja one day. Deciding to ignore Kiba, Naruto headed up to his seat next to Hinata, where he greeted her in his usual fashion. "Hey Hinata-chan, how are you today?" asked Naruto as he added the chan part as he fully considered Hinata his friend now. Blushing at the informal suffix, Hinata stuttered out a greeting to her friend. Hinata had become a little less nervous around Naruto, since yesterday as she had gotten to know Naruto better. It also helped that her father actually seemed pleased that she had befriended Naruto and later on even approved of her friendship with him and even encouraged her to become better friends with him. For the next few minutes Naruto and Hinata talked, all the while not noticing the jealous glares that Hinata was getting from about half the girls from of the class. After a little while Ino and Sakura came into the classroom at exactly the same time and where the two of them along with a few other girls in Sasuke fan club started to yell at a boy called Tai who was sitting in a seat next to Sasuke. After a minute or so of this Naruto had enough and decided to go down to the girls and play peacemaker so to cease their insistent yelling. "Okay, that's enough you lot," said Naruto as he stood in front of the groups of girls, which caused many of the boys in the class to wonder if Naruto was either very brave or very foolish or even a bit of both. As those few that had tired to stand up to Sasuke fan club usually ended up visiting the academy nurse. "Now look, Tai here was sitting here first, hence you can't force him to move just because he's sitting next to the Uchiha over there, and if you want a seat near him then sit around him in the empty seats around him as there are plenty of them," said Naruto. He tired to reason with girls. Unfortunately for Naruto, fangirls could not be reasoned with, especially when it was about sitting next to their beloved Sasuke-kun. "Move it Senju, you're in the way of true love between my Sasuke-kun and me," said Sakura as she and two other girls pushed him aside next to Ino. After which Sakura and the two girls tried to pull Tai of his seat, while Sasuke just watched them with an annoyed expression on his face and thinking, "Stupid fangirls." When Sakura and the two girls grabbed onto the right sleeve of Tai's shirt and tried to pull Tai off his seat, Tai resisted the girls by pulling back so to stop them from pulling him off his seat. As they kept pulling on one another, eventually the sleeves of Tai's shirt ripped, which resulted everyone to fall back and crash into other people. Most of the girls fell back into the desks behind them or other girls who were behind them. Naruto unfortunately was also caught in his tumble of bodies, where he crashed into Ino, who was next to him, when someone pushed him. This caused both he and Ino to fail and tumble down the steps that led to the different desk levels. Eventually the two hit the bottom floor of the classroom where Naruto landed on the floor first on his back, with Ino landing on top of him. Once Ino regained her senses she found herself staring right into Naruto's bright blue eyes and was transfixed by them in a way. For a minute or so, Ino and Naruto just stared into each other's eyes, until Naruto suddenly spoke up. "Hey, Ino-san, if you don't mind could you get off me please," where when Ino looked at the position she was in with Naruto she could not help but blush. As their noses were just a hair strand away from touching on another, Ino's hands were on Naruto's chest, while Naruto's own hands were holding onto Ino's waist and Ino's left leg was dangerous close between Naruto's legs in a very intimate manner. Upon fully realizing the situation she was in, Ino quickly jumped up off Naruto with a large "eep," as she was too embarrassed at what just happened that she could not scream or shout. Fortunately for Ino and Naruto, no one had been paying any attention to what was happening to them as they were too focused on something else. When Sakura and the other girls fell backwards, Tai also fell backwards, whereas he turned around and tried brace himself as he fell. He collided with Sasuke and they fell to the ground together and accidentally locked lips with one another for a few seconds. Much to the shock of everyone in the classroom, especially to Sasuke's fangirls, as they could not believe what they saw and were furious at the same time as Tai had stolen Sasuke's first kiss. Quickly the two boys jumped apart from one another and began to spit out the taste of the other's lips. Unfortunately for Tai, Sasuke's fangirls did not take well to the fact that he stole their Sasuke-kun's fist kiss from them. After which Sasuke fangirls minus Ino pounced on Tai and proceeded to beat Tai into a bloody pulp for the next few minutes, where it only ended with the arrival of Iruka. Once the class had been seated, with Tai sitting back on his seat despite what he went through and Sakura sitting right behind Sasuke and Naruto sitting back next to Hinata, Iruka started to call out the teams, their numbers and what senseis they had. Next Team 7, which will have Haruno Sakura, Uchiha Sasuke and Senju Naruto, and your sensei will be Hitaki Kakashi, spoke Iruka, but before he could call out the members of Team 8, Sakura started to cheer and shout. "Ha! True love wins, take that Ino pig!" cried Sakura with joy as she got to be with her Sasuke-kun. Strangely enough, Ino remained quiet during Sakura victory cheering, which surprised many as they expected her yell about it being unfair and would start to whine and complain. As Sakura continued to cheer, her other teammates did not share her joy. "Kami must hate me right now for some reason to put me on the same team of the class emo and his fangirl. Sure, I could put being with just the Uchiha, but why did she have to be on it?" thought Naruto. Although he had no real reason to like or dislike Sasuke, he could tell that by the personality of Sasuke, of how he would always brood and look down at others, think that they were worthless, that he wasn't going to get on too well with him. But at least I have that Kakashi guy as my sensei, as according to Erosenin he's the strongest jonin in Konoha and was Tsunade student. Maybe I can learn some more things about Tsunade from him, thought Naruto as he thought on the positive side. So I'm on the same team as a worthless fangirl and the Senju at least won't be a total waste of space like her, thought Sasuke as he made a quick glace at Sakura, before he glanced at Naruto, and I will at least have someone who might challenge me and to test myself against. Let's just hope that this Hitaki can teach me something useful to use against him. Once Iruka had told Sakura to calm down and sit back down, he went on to state the other teams. Team 8 was made up of Hinata, Shino and Kiba with Yuhi Kurenai as their Jonin sensei. When Hinata heard this, she was of course pleased to know that Kurenai was her sensei, although was a bit disappointed that Naruto wasn't on her team, where she would have at least be friends with someone on her team. As she did not know Kiba all that well and she was kind of nervous around Shino as she was kind of intimidated by him, but still she hoped that they would get along after some time. After calling out the members of Team 9, Iruka called out the members Team 10, which was made up of Choji, Ino and Shikamaru with Sarutobi Asuma as their Jonin sensei. Naturally many people expected Ino to shout out, cry and complain about not being on the same team as Shikamaru and Choji, but much to their surprise Ino remained quiet after the announcement. After a few more minutes the remaining other teams were announced by Iruka, after which Iruka called the Jonin senseis that were waiting outside the classroom, where once they entered Iruka left the room. Hinata soon said goodbye to Naruto as she went to join Kurenai and her new team. They were soon followed by Ino, Choji and Shikamaru and their new sensei Asuma, who was the younger son of the Sandaime Hokage. After a little while all the new Genins except for Team 7 had left with their new senseis. Naruto then went down to the ground floor and began to start working on setting up a prank for Kakashi. As Jiraiya had told him all about his father's former student, who was regularly late for appointments as a way for honoring another student of his father's who died on a mission. "Senju, what the hell are you doing?" cried Sakura. "What does it look like?" "I'm setting up a trap," answered Naruto, while not even turning to look at Sakura. "Why?" asked Sakura. Because the sensei that we have has a reputation of always being late for appointments, hence I'm making this trap to teach him a lesson about being late, replied Naruto. Oh, you're going to be in so much trouble with sensei if you do that, said Sakura, while inside inner Sakura was saying, Cha. I love it. Teach that Barker-sensei a lesson. What do you think, Sasuke-kun? Asked Sakura with a dreamy look. HMPH, I like care, replied Sasuke. Sasuke-kun is SSSSOCC cool, though Sakura dreamily. After a little while Naruto was finished making his trap for Kakashi, where he then sat down, opened up a book and stated to read it. 2 hours later, after spending 2 hours paying his respects to the memorial stone, Kakashi decided to go and see his new students, 2 of which would be interesting to meet, as one was Uchiha Sasuke, the last loyal Uchiha in Konoha, while the other was Senju Naruto, son of Tsunade of the Sannin. Naturally, like everyone, Kakashi was stunned that Tsunade had a child. He was further surprised that he would be his sensei, although considering how the academy set up the teams he should not have been. When the teams had been sorted out, several senseis had stated that the teams were unbalanced, as Kakashi had the top Kunoichi, along with the Uchiha and Senju heirs, both of whom were already considered by many as prodigies. Since although Naruto was classed the dead last, many still considered him a prodigy, as he was only made the dead last because he did not fully attend the academy and his score was only based on the exam, which he passed with flying colors. Not top mention the news of Naruto single-handedly defeating Mizuki had already spread to the other shinobi ranks, further proving the claim that Naruto was a prodigy. But even despite the complaints, the Hokage stated that if he changed them now they would have to rearrange all the teams again. But stated that once he knew what Naruto's capabilities were and if he made the team unbalanced he would change the team in some form, which settled the shinobis that complained. As Kakashi made his way to the classroom, Kakashi noticed a chalk eraser stuck on the door, which would fall on his head once he opened it. The old chalk eraser on the door gag. That takes me back, though Kakashi with fond memories, as he remember Obito played the same trick before one time. But still, you think that these kids could think of something more originally that this, oh well, might as well play along. Kakashi then slid the door open and let the eraser fall on his head, which made Sasuke wonder if Kakashi was really a Jonin if he fell for that lame gag. Although there was much more to the prank that Kakashi, Sasuke or Sakura thought, as the chalk eraser was just something to distract Kakashi from the real pranks, which was a tripwire at the door that Kakashi activated when his foot crossed the wire and he entered the classroom. When Kakashi hit the tripwire, a massive stink bomb dropped from above the door and exploded at the door. Fortunately, Kakashi, being a trained shinobi, was able to get away from the stink bomb before it exploded. But when Kakashi moved away from the stink bomb, he tripped over another tripwire, which launched a flurry of kunai at him. Kakashi although quickly used a Kawarimi no Jutsu body replacement technique, and replaced himself with a nearby chair, which the kunais hit. But unfortunately, when Kakashi replaced himself, he activated yet another trap, where he reappeared and stood on a loose floorboard that was actually a trap and exploded, covering him entirely in orange paint, much to Naruto's amusement as he laughed at the now orange Kakashi. Gomen sensei, but it was all Naruto's doing, neither Sasuke-kun nor I were involved in that stupid prank, said Sakura, while inside her mind inner Sakura was cheering madly at how she loved it and it was great. Well now that I have met you all, I have only one to say, I hate you all, especially you, said Kakashi as he looked and glared slightly at Naruto, who just grinned back and saluted Kakashi. Okay you three, I want you all to meet me at the roof in 10 minutes, said Kakashi, as he used the Shunshin no Jutsu body flicker technique to disappear in a swirl of leaves, leaving Sasuke, Naruto and Sakura alone in the classroom. See you guys up there, replied Naruto as he then disappeared in the same way as Kakashi, much to Sasuke and Sakura's surprise. After seeing this, Sasuke frowned, but quickly decided to head up to the rooftop, where he left the room, with Sakura following behind him and saying to wait up for her. When Sasuke and Sakura arrived, they found Naruto sitting on a stone bench that was on the roof reading his book as he waited to them. In front of him was also a now clean Kakashi who was reading his own book, an Ika book. Once Sasuke and Sakura had sat down next to Naruto, Kakashi snapped his book close and looked at them. Okay you three, I think we should try and get to know each other better, so how about you each tell me your name, what you like, what you dislike, your dreams for the future and your hobbies. How about you go first, sensei, so we know what we have to say, said Sakura, which caused Naruto to roll his eyes slightly as it was obvious what they had to do. Okay then, I'm Hatake Kakashi, things I like and things I hate. I don't feel like telling you that. My dreams for the future, never really thought about it. As for my hobbies, I have lots of hobbies. This of course caused Sasuke to frown and Sakura to look disappointed as it didn't really tell them anything about him other than his name. Naruto on the other hand smirked as he expected Kakashi be secretive and cryptic as he didn't like people knowing too much about him. After hearing Kakashi reply, he decided to rain on Kakashi Parade. Well, I guess I have to tell them a bit about you then. Like he said, his name is Hatake Kakashi. He is the only son of Hatake Tsukumo, also known as the Konoha no Shiroi Kiba, Konoha's White Fang. At a young age he was regarded as an extremely gifted prodigy, where he graduated from the academy in a single year at the top of his class at age 5. He became a Chunin at age 6 and a Jonin at age 13, where he is considered today as one of Konoha's strongest shinobis. He is also the last surviving student of the Yundaime Hokage and is also the only person outside of the Uchiha clan to have and wield the Uchiha clan's Sharingan Dojutsu bloodline, spoke Naruto. Where when he said that Kakashi had the Sharingan, Sasuke suddenly became very interested in what Naruto had to say about Kakashi. Which is why he is known throughout the shinobi world as Sharingan no Kakashi, Kakashi of the Sharingan, and Copy Ninja no Kakashi, Copy Ninja Kakashi, and is said to have copied and mastered over 1,000 different jutsus. He has several high-ranking bounties on his head and is ranked as a higher-ranked level shinobi as he completed 1,141 official missions in total, 197 D rank, 190 C rank, 414 B rank, 298 A rank, 42 S rank. His likes are reading Ika books and eating salt-broiled sori and miso soup with eggplant. He dislikes are traitors, those who turn their back on their comrades and abandon them, any fried or sweet food, and being photographed without his mask. His hobbies are reading the Ika series, and his dreams of the future are to write his own series of the books, spoke Naruto. Where once he finished, both Sasuke and Sakura looked at him in surprise as he knew more about their sensei than either of them did. But none of them were more surprised, or to be more precise, stunned to hear all this than Kakashi, as Naruto knew basically everything about him, if not more than most of the people in Konoha knew about him. The only real sign of Kakashi showing his shock was the raised eyebrow from his one revealing eye, which had slightly widened in surprise. Well, now that was unexpected, but impressive, and may I ask where you learned all this from, Blondie? Asked Kakashi. Naruto just narrowed his eyes slightly at the nickname as he did not like it, but decided to ignore it and then smirked. Well, Hitotsu-san, one, which caused Kakashi to raise his eyebrow again at the nickname. My godfather is quite good at gathering information on people, and besides, you tell a lot about yourself in your fan mail to him. Which caused Kakashi to sigh as he quickly realized that Jiraiya was Naruto's godfather, and it did make a bit of sense, as it would be only naturally that Tsunade would make her former teammate her son's godfather. Hence Jiraiya would most likely have told Naruto all about him. Although what Kakashi thought was not entirely untrue, there was still something he did not know, which was that Jiraiya also taught Naruto how to make contact with his spy network in case he needed to make contact to Jiraiya. When he could not contact him through normal means, or if Naruto needed information on certain people or groups and Jiraiya was not around to get the information for him. But that did not mean that Naruto had full run of Jiraiya's spy network or knew how to run it to its full extent. Naruto only had contact with a few select parts of it. Jiraiya still had to teach him more about it and how to run it effectively. Okay then, Mr. Smarty Pants, why don't you tell us about yourself then, replied Kakashi. Fine then, replied Naruto, my name is Senju Naruto, my likes include ramen, my car-chan, Shizunoni-chan, our pet pig Tonton, Erosenin, playing pranks, my friends, training and reading. I dislike bullies, traitors, the 3 minutes that take to cook my ramen, and perverts, said Naruto. Which made Kakashi slightly nervous when Naruto said he didn't like perverts, where he then gave Kakashi a look that seemed eerily familiar to him in some way. Even though Kakashi was not a pervert, he did read Jiraiya's adult porno books, hence as far as Naruto was concerned it made him one. My hobbies are training, reading and gardening, and making perverts suffer. My dreams for the future are to be a great medic nin like my car-chan, to restore my clan and to be the greatest Hokage. That way, People will stop always comparing me to the rest of my family and acknowledge me as myself and not someone related to great ninjas, said Naruto with confidence. After hearing this, Kakashi had to admit that Naruto certainly didn't dream or think small, considering what he wanted to do. Then again, being Hokage was in his blood in a way, and he certainly had a good chance at being a powerful medic considering he had his mother to train him. Not to mention he could very well rebuild the Senju clan in Konoha, which was something many people were hoping he would do one day. But still, it would be some time before Naruto would even have a chance to be or do any of these things, and only time will tell if he can. Wait, who is Ero Sennin? Asked Sakura. He's my godfather Jiraiya, replied Naruto. You mean Jiraiya-sama of the Sannin? Asked Sakura in surprise, where Naruto just nodded his head in acknowledgement, while Sasuke raised his eyebrow in interest. How can you call a great ninjas like Jiraiya-sama something like that? Asked Sakura in surprise at Naruto's blatant disrespect of one of Konoha's greatest shinobis. I can call him whatever I want, as he is my godfather, and besides, he is the biggest pervert you could ever meet. As he spends a lot of his time peeking on girls in the hot spring for his so-called research for the trashy perverted books that he writes and Kakashi-sensei reads, answered Naruto. Where Kakashi nodded, confirming what Naruto said was true, although he did not like Naruto calling Jiraiya books trashy, since as far as Kakashi was concerned, Jiraiya's books were a work of literary art. Sakura was of course left wordless, as she still found it hard to believe that a great ninja like Jiraiya wrote porno books. Deciding to get back to the matter at hand, Kakashi decided to speak up. Okay then, how about you, Pinky? Why don't you tell us about yourself next, said Kakashi, which caused Sakura to scowl when Kakashi called her Pinky. My name is Haruno Sakura. My likes are, looks at Sasuke and giggles. My hobbies are playing trivia games and, looks again at Sasuke and giggles. My dislikes are Ino Buta, Ino Pig, along with Amy and her gang. My dreams of the future, looks at Sasuke yet again and starts to blush and giggle madly again. After hearing this, Kakashi just shook his head while Naruto resisted the urge to roll his eyes again, while Sasuke just scoffed and looked away from Sakura. Okay then, last but not least, broody over there, spoke Kakashi as he looked at Sasuke. Sasuke only scowled slightly at Kakashi's nickname and then spoke, my name is Uchiha Sasuke. I hate a lot of things, and I don't particularly like anything. What I have is not a dream, because I will make it a reality. I'm going to restore my clan, and kill a certain someone. Yesh, could it kill this guy to lighten up a little, instead of brooding and thinking darkly all the time, thought Naruto. Sigh. I was afraid of this. It seems the loss of his clan has made him revenge-driven, not that I blame him though, but still, if he keeps following this path it will only lead to more sorrow, for him and everyone around him. Let's just hope that I can convince him that there are better ways, before it's too late, thought Kakashi, as he knew he had a lot of work with Sasuke ahead, that is if they passed the test. Sasuke-kun is so cool, though Sakura, as she started dreamily in the brooding Uchiha. Well now that we know each other a bit better, I think it's time I tell you about the test, spoke Kakashi before Sakura suddenly spoke up in confusion. Test? What test? We already had our test, sensei. At this, Kakashi just smiled. You didn't think that becoming a full genin was just passing a written exam and some small test, did you? This of course caused Sakura to blush slightly, as she actually did. Now, as I was saying, there will be a test tomorrow morning and I expect you all to be there at 3rd training ground, and I want you all there at 7 a.m. sharp, and don't eat breakfast as you just throw it up during the test, spoke Kakashi, after which he saluted the 3 genin and then disappeared again in a whirl of leaves again. Once Kakashi left, Naruto left in the same manner again, saying he see them in the morning. Once Naruto left, Sakura turned to Sasuke. Sasuke-kun, would you like to go out for some dinner? She asked hopefully. No, replied simply, and left the roof to go home and train, with Sakura following after him, asking him to wait up and trying to convince him to have dinner with her. 9 a.m. Training Ground 3 next to the Memorial Stone. Currently waiting at Training Ground 3 were 2 genins. These genins were Sakura and Sasuke and had been waiting for their sensei and their other teammate Naruto to show. They had been at the training ground since 7 in the morning and had been waiting for them for 2 hours. By which time both of them were reaching the end of their patience. Just when the 2 of them were about to leave the training ground and look for their missing sensei and teammate, a swirl of leaves appeared in front of them. Once the leaves were cleared, they saw that it was Naruto. Naruto Barker, you're late. cried Sakura as she was about ready to lay a beat down on Naruto for making them wait, regardless of who he was and related to, as she needed something to take her frustration out on and Naruto was the best option. Cringing at the loudness of Sakura's voice, Naruto just looked at Sakura as if she was stupid. Weren't you two listening to me yesterday in the classroom as we waited for Kakashi-sensei? Kakashi-sensei has a reputation of always being at least 2 hours late, hence when he said 7 a.m. I knew he wouldn't show till at least 9 a.m. At this, Sasuke began to scowl and curse himself for not remembering that. Sakura was equally angry at herself. I'm also guessing that since you came here at the time he told us, you both skipped breakfast, stated Naruto as he had ate his. Neither Sasuke nor Sakura answered Naruto's statement as both their stomachs growled from hunger, as they had both skipped breakfast and knew they have been duped by Kakashi. Frustrated at being tricked by Kakashi, Sakura needed something to release her anger on and Naruto was going to be it. Fortunately for Sakura, Kakashi arrived before anything could happen, where he greeted them with a goofy greeting. Good everyone here, we can get started now, and said Kakashi, but was stopped by Sakura screaming. Sensei, you're late. Sorry I'm late, a black cat crossed my path and I had to take the long way round, he replied, which caused Sakura to sweat drop, Sasuke to wonder again if Kakashi really was a Jonin, and Naruto to smile at Kakashi's antics. Once everything had settled down though, Kakashi went on to explain the bell test, telling them that they had until noon to capture one of 2 bells, where they would each have a 33% chance of capturing a bell. He also explained to them that if none of them were able to capture at least 1 bell, then they would fail and be sent back to the academy. Kakashi then set the clock to go off at noon, after which he told them to begin the test and hide. Quickly Naruto and the others jumped into the different hiding spots in the nearby forestry and began to plan what they each would have to do. As they did this, Kakashi waited in the clearing outside the forestry and waited for the genin to attack him. It seems that they hidden themselves pretty well, but let's see what they will do and if they figure out the true meaning of the test though. Kakashi, with Naruto sitting on a large tree branch behind the main trunk of the tree, Naruto watched Kakashi. As he did, he began to wonder what he was going to do. Naruto knew in a one-on-one fight a genin stood no chance against a fully trained jonin. Even as skilled as he was, Naruto knew a shinobi of Kakashi's caliber was far above him. Even though Kakashi did not know what Naruto was fully capable of and would most likely underestimate him, his chances of beating Kakashi were still very small. Naruto knew that the odds of him getting a bell would only go up if Sasuke and Sakura worked with him, but even if they got the bells there were only 2, meaning that one of them would fail. That was the thing that confused Naruto the most, as his mother and Shizune had told him that all shinobi genin teams were made up of 3 genins and 1 jonin sensei. The only exception being when a high-level shinobi takes on a single genin as an apprentice like his mother did with Shizune. As Naruto thought about the test more, it suddenly hit him, where he smacked himself on the forehead for being such a baka. Naruto remembered when he was younger, his mother told him the story about how she, Jiraiya and Orochimaru became a team and how the Sandaime used a bell test just like what Kakashi was using now to test them. Naruto also remembered the story Jiraiya told him when he was 11 about how he had used the very same test on Naruto's father and his teammates. When Naruto realized this, it all made perfect sense, since Jiraiya had used the same test on Naruto's father and his teammates, and Naruto's father no doubt in turn used the same test on Kakashi and his teammates, and he was now using the same test on them. After realizing this, Naruto knew the secret behind the bell test. It did not matter if they got the bells, it only mattered if they worked together. Even if they believed that one of them would fail, just like on a shinobi mission where there was nearly always a high chance that one of them would die. Kakashi had even hinted the meaning of the test, as he had said that they each had a 33% chance of passing the test. Naruto then realized that if they each had a 33% chance of getting the bell by themselves, then if they worked together they would then have a 99% chance of getting the bells. Naruto had to admit it was a clever test with hidden meaning, but even though he knew the meaning of the test, it did not mean that he would pass now, as figuring out the meaning of the test was the easy part. Getting Sasuke and Sakura to work with him to get the bells was the hard part, but still if he wanted to pass this test he needed to work with them and convince them to work with him. After realizing all this, Naruto suddenly heard a girl scream coming from his left. Realizing that it was Sakura, Naruto quickly ran over to Sakura's position. Quickly enough he arrived to see Kakashi standing over a now unconscious Sakura, who by the look of it had fainted. Yesh. I didn't think I went that hard on her as I only used Magen, Narakumi no Jutsu, demonic illusion, hell viewing technique, spoke Kakashi as he looked down at the unconscious girl. Upon hear this Naruto could not help but shake his head, as he knew that Genjutsu and it was a weak D rank level 1, how the hell that girl ever become top Kunoichi in the academy, let alone a Kunoichi is beyond me, thought Naruto as he shook his head. Quickly deciding to save Sakura, Naruto quickly threw several kunai at Kakashi, who quickly dodged the sneak attack. After which Naruto quickly used the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu shadow clone technique to create 4 shadow clones to engage Kakashi. The 4 clones quickly drew their katanas and engaged Kakashi, who quickly defeated and dispelled them all by several quick hard strikes. Although once he had done that he realized that the clones were just a distraction, as when he defeated the clones and looked over to Sakura, he saw that she was gone. Well, now this is an interesting turn of events, perhaps this team might actually pass, thought Kakashi. He saw that Naruto had used the clones to distract him, so he could save Sakura. With Naruto and Sakura. Once Naruto had gotten to a safe enough distance from Kakashi, he laid Sakura on the ground and placed his front finger on Sakura's forehead and pumped a small bit of chakra into the girl to wake her up. After a few seconds, Sakura quickly opened her eyes, where after a moment or two cried out, "Sasuke-kun. Hey, hey easy Sakura, you're okay," said Naruto as he tried to calm the frantic girl down. Okay, cried Sakura, "how can be okay when Sasuke-kun is dead," said the girl as she was on the verge of tears at the death of her lost love. SSSSSSSHHHHHHH, hissed Naruto, as he tried to get the girl to be quiet. "Sasuke isn't dead, he alive, it was all just a genjutsu that Kakashi-sensei used to trick you." "You mean Sasuke-kun isn't dead?" asked the Sakura. "Yes," replied Naruto earnestly. Upon hearing this, Sakura was about to cry out in joy that her Sasuke-kun was alive, but thankfully Naruto covered her mouth to stop her from shouting and giving their position always to Kakashi. After which he then told her that she had to be quiet, where she finally nodded in understanding, where Naruto removed his hand from her mouth. "Okay Haruno, now listen up, I think I have figured out the test and I going to need your help," spoke Naruto before he was interrupted by Sakura. "Why the hell should I help you, Senju?" asked Sakura. "Because it's the only way that we're going to pass, as the both of us and Sasuke have to work together to beat Kakashi and get the bells from him and pass this test," replied Naruto. "No way, my Sasuke-kun is the best, he will get both bells from Kakashi-sensei and will give me the other one where we will then both pass and be together as it should be, while you go back to the academy," said the pink-haired girl. "Haruno, you don't understand what I telling you, you're letting your stupid crush over the Uchiha to blind you, the bells don't matter, the real meaning of the test is spoke Naruto before he was interrupted by Sakura again. "I understand perfectly, Senju, you plan to use Sasuke-kun and me to get the bells for you and then take them off us and keep them to yourself when we've done all the hard work. So that you will pass and we will fail and go back to the academy, because you know that Sasuke-kun is cooler and better than you in everything and want to get rid of both him and me. But I won't let you, Sasuke-kun and I are going to get the bells together and will be a team and he will finally fall in love with me," said the deluded fangirl, after which she then left to find her Sasuke-kun. Aragh. "Stupid fangirl, I'm beginning to see why Ka-chan hates them so much," said Naruto to himself, after which he then decided to see if he could find the Uchiha. After a few minutes he found Sasuke attacking Kakashi. With Sasuke quickly attacked Kakashi with several kunais and shurikens from behind from a nearby tree. Kakashi of course dodged the attack by using Kawarimi no Jutsu, after which Sasuke then engaged Kakashi in a taijutsu battle, where Sasuke showed impressive taijutsu skill in fighting against Kakashi by pushing him back and having him on the defensive. Although when one looked closely, they could easily tell that Kakashi was only playing with Sasuke and wasn't taking him serious. Realizing this, Sasuke jumped away and threw several more kunai at Kakashi, who skillfully dodged them. Although as he did, he fell for a trap that Sasuke had laid out for him, where several more kunais and shurikens were fired at him from a nearby tree when Sasuke cut the rope line with one of the kunais that he had thrown at Kakashi a moment ago and activated the trap. As Kakashi dodged the kunais and shurikens, Sasuke quickly raced over to Kakashi and once again engaged him in a taijutsu battle, but as Kakashi blocked all of Sasuke's hits, he quickly realized that Sasuke wasn't just attacking, he was trying to get close to him so that he could grab one of the bells. Where upon realizing this, Kakashi saw that Sasuke was about to grab one of the bells on his sides. Seeing this, Kakashi quickly jumped away in time, where Sasuke was only able to touch the one of the bells. At the near capture, Kakashi sighed slightly with relief. Well, now that was close. This kid is fierce, and I have to admit he does have a lot of talent as well, he thought. After nearly getting the bell, Sasuke decided to take things up a notch, where he quickly did a few hand seals and then cried out Kaiten, Gokakyu no Jutsu, fire style, great fireball technique, where he expelled from his mouth a massive orb of roaring flame. Both Kakashi and Naruto were greatly surprised by Sasuke knowing a C-rank fire ninjutsu level technique like that and being able to use that effectively, as most genins should not have enough chakra to do a fire technique of that level, as it took too much chakra. When the massive fire hit Kakashi, Sasuke quickly ran over to him as the flames died to get the bells. Unfortunately, when Sasuke got to the spot, he could not find Kakashi. Where did he go? Behind me, above. Though Sasuke, as he looked all around each direction for any sign of the Jonin sensei. Looking for me, said Kakashi as he grabbed Sasuke's right leg from underground as he used Doton, Shinju Zanshu no Jutsu, earth style, double suicide decapitation technique, and pulled him underground, leaving just Sasuke head above ground. After which Kakashi came out from the ground and kneeled down at Sasuke, who was glaring at him in angry at being humiliated in this way as he could not move. Well, I will admit you have talent, Sasuke, but you're still not quite at my level yet and have a long way to go, said Kakashi, where he would have continued had it not been for several smoke bombs exploded around them. When the smoke cleared, Kakashi was holding on to Naruto and Sasuke was still stuck in the same spot he was in. Nice try, Naruto, but not good enough, as the same trick won't work on me twice, spoke Kakashi with some humor in his voice, although that was quickly replaced with surprise as Naruto and Sasuke both smirked and the puffed out of existence. Upon realizing he had been duped again by Naruto, Kakashi could not help but smile to himself, although the only sign of him smile was the U-shape eye smile that could be seen thanks to his mask and headband covering the rest of his face. Sneaking devil, he used the smoke screen not only to cover his rescue of Sasuke but his escape as well, where he used a Kawarimi no Jutsu to replace Sasuke with a shadow clone and had it henge into Sasuke. So I would think he hadn't freed him, and then when I caught him he used the Kawarimi no Jutsu to replace himself with another shadow clone. I have to admit he mastered the basic ninjutsus well and knows how to use them effectively, not to mention he has mastered the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu to an impressive level and can use it just as effectively as the other jutsus. The kid's definitely a Senju, that's for sure, and considering that he rescued both Sasuke and Sakura, he may have figured out the secret to the test as well. The only things left are, can he get the others to work with him, and if so, what will they do to try get the bells from me? Thought Kakashi as he walked around the clearing. With Naruto and Sasuke. Let go of me, dope, said Sasuke as he got out of Naruto grip after Naruto had pulled him away out of the smoke screen after he got out of the ground. Yesh. A little gratitude would be nice, team, as I just saved your sorry ass, and who are you calling dope, said Naruto with annoyed frown. You, since that what you are, stated Sasuke. At this Naruto could scoffed, well, if I'm such a dope then why was it you that was stuck in the ground and I was the one that saved your arrogant ass, which I'm already beginning to regret as of now, said Naruto. Sasuke of course glared at Naruto's remark as he didn't like being reminded that he had been beaten so easily and how Naruto had saved him. I never asked you for your help and I don't need it. Ha, said Naruto in mock laughter, save the tough talk for your fangirls, team, you and I know that you can't beat Kakashi-sensei by yourself. I don't think I can either, as he has more skill and experience than the both of yous combined, but we might stand a chance if we can work together to get the bells. At this Sasuke scoffed, you, me, working together? Don't make me laugh, Senju, I don't need your help or anyone else, I can get those bells by myself, you guys would just slow me down as relaying on others is for the weak. After which Sasuke left Naruto to go and make another attempt at getting the bells from Kakashi. Stubborn, stupid, Barker, team, though Naruto when Sasuke left, as he knew that if Sakura and Sasuke did not work with him to try and get the bells then they would all fail. But the two of them were too overconfident and full of themselves or obsessed in Sakura's case to work with him or even try. Damn those Barkers, why of all the teams I could have been put on I had to be stuck with these two, if it had been anyone else I might have gotten them to work with me, but these two just won't listen to reason. Now there is only one chance of us passing this exam, and I had hoped not to go all out, at least until after I was fully installed into a team, but now I have no choice as it's my only chance to pass this test, thought Naruto. With Kakashi. After Naruto's rescue of Sasuke, Kakashi wandered around the clearing waiting for Naruto and possibly the others to make their next attempt. After waiting a few minutes, Kakashi was starting to get bored and was about to get his Ica Paradise book from his pouch and read it while waiting. But before he could even try, he suddenly felt a chakra signature approach him. After a few seconds, Naruto appeared in the clearing by himself. Well, is it your turn now, Naruto? I'm kind of surprised that you're here by yourself. I thought Sakura and Sasuke would be with you after you rescued them, spoke Kakashi, as he kept an eye out for them in case Naruto was a distraction so that Sasuke and Sakura could sneak up on him. Unfortunately they aren't, as they didn't want to work with me, replied Naruto calmly. Well, that's unfortunate, replied Kakashi, although he wasn't surprised as all the other teams he tested failed to realize the true meaning of the test. But still, Kakashi was disappointed when he heard this and had actually hoped that this team would pass, as Naruto obviously had figured out the true meaning of the test. Not to mention that both he and Sasuke showed a lot of potentially as shinobis. Even Sakura, where once she got out of her fangirl stage, grew up and trained hard, would make a fine Kunoichi one day. Oh well, maybe next time, though, Kakashi, before he turned his attention on Naruto again. So now that they won't help you, are you going to give up? Or are you going to try and get the bells from me? I going for the bells, replied Naruto simply. Oh, even after you saw what I did to Sakura and Sasuke, do you honestly think you can do any better than them and beat me? Asked Kakashi. I know that the odds are against me and it's unlikely that I beat you, but still that doesn't mean I shouldn't at least try. Besides, no matter what kind of obstacle I'm up against, I never give up, and I never go back on my word because that my ninja way, stated Naruto with nothing but confidence. Upon hearing this, Kakashi could not help but smile behind his mask, as he liked Naruto's attitude as it reminded him a lot of his former teammate Obito. Well then, if that the case, then you better come at me with the intention to kill me, as that the only chance you have of getting these bells, spoke Kakashi calmly, as he believed he could handle anything Naruto could throw at him. Fine then, said Naruto, as he quickly raced through the gap between him and Kakashi, engaged him in a fierce taijutsu battle. For the next few minutes, Naruto attacked Kakashi with a series of hard and fast jabs and punches, which Kakashi was able to dodge and block effectively enough. Although was having some difficulty as he was unfamiliar with the taijutsu style that Naruto was using, as it was not your typical taijutsu style. As Kakashi was blocking and dodging Naruto's jabs and punches, Naruto saw a slight opening and took it by trying to deliver a hard elbow strike to Kakashi's neck, but just before he could hit it, Kakashi blocked the strike by catching Naruto's elbow in his left hand. Not to be deterred, Naruto tried to deliver a knee strike to the left side of Kakashi's head, but yet again Kakashi was able to block it with his left elbow. In an impressive feat of flexibility and agility, Naruto was able to push himself off Kakashi and do a mid-air spin kick and hit the right side of Kakashi's head. Unfortunately, when Naruto hit Kakashi, he turned into a wooden log, showing that Kakashi had used a Kawarimi no jutsu to avoid being hit by Naruto. Well, that was exciting, spoke Kakashi as he was leaning against a tree nearby, whereupon seeing him, Naruto quickly spun around, fell into a taijutsu stance. The kid is certainly something else, though Kakashi, as he looked at Naruto with a calculating glaze which was hidden by an amused look. His attacks are hard and fast and are just as fierce as Sasuke's, yet I can tell that whatever style he's using, he has yet to fully master it, as I can still see flaws in them. Before we continue any further, perhaps you can tell me the name of the style you're using, as I'm unfamiliar with it and I have never seen it before, asked Kakashi with generally curiosity. As he could tell that given time and enough training, Naruto could be quite dangerous with the style once he mastered it. The style has no name yet, as I created it myself and have not thought of a good name for it yet, replied Naruto, surprising Kakashi and shocking both Sasuke and Sakura, who had been watching the fight between Kakashi and Naruto from separate hidden positions in the forestry. You created that style yourself? Asked Kakashi, with unmasked surprise, where Naruto just nodded, after which Kakashi could only shake his head in amusement at the fact that a boy Naruto's age was creating his own fighting style and was already proving that it could one day become an extremely powerful style one day. I guess the Senju clan blood runs true after all, as only a child from that clan could do something like this, he thought in amusement. Deciding to try and make Naruto lose focus, Kakashi took out his Ika, Paradise book and pretended to read, as he hoped that he could get Naruto angry and lose focus. When Naruto saw the book, he began to narrow his eyes in slight anger. "What do you think you are doing?" asked an annoyed Naruto. "What does it look like I'm readying?" replied Kakashi as he turned a page and continued to pretend to read, believing he was getting to Naruto. Unfortunately for Kakashi, Naruto was not fooled by Kakashi's trick, as his mother had already trained Naruto not to lose his cool in a fight, and trained him not to fall for oblivious poly like the one Kakashi was using. Deciding to focus his annoyance at Kakashi and the book he was reading, Naruto drew out his sword and quickly fell into a Kesagiri sword stance that Kensai 2 taught him. "Kakashi-sensei, you should remember that if there is one thing I can't stand, it's perverts," said Naruto, shouting out the last parts and charged at Kakashi. When Kakashi saw Naruto draw out his katana from his back, he raised his one visible eyebrow, which grew when Naruto charged at him with impressive speed that could easily rival Chunon's speed. Quickly, Kakashi had been able to dodge several of Naruto's sword slashes, but just barely. Quickly realizing that he could not fend off Naruto like this, Kakashi quickly put away his book and took out a kunai and used it to block Naruto's sword strikes and slashes. For the next few minutes, Naruto and Kakashi traded blows with one another, where Kakashi had to admit that Naruto's kenjutsu skills were just as impressive as his taijutsu, as he was very deadly with a katana. But as impressed as Kakashi was with Naruto, he was utterly flabbergasted with Naruto when he started to channel chakra into his katana, increasing the length and density along with the sharpness of the blade. He then cut through Kakashi's kunai and nearly cut him in two, where thanks to some quick reaction he replaced himself with a log. The Hin no Jutsu, flying swallow technique, that mean he must have a wind nature affinity. Though Kakashi in complete shock of Naruto's skill level, when he reappeared a few away from Naruto. Kakashi was even more surprised that Naruto had a nature affinity that rare, as very few had it outside of Suna and Kei's no Kuni, Wind Country, and even fewer have it in Konoha and Hai no Kuni, Fire Country. How on earth can he do an advanced chakra flow technique like that? It takes years for any shinobi to do something like that. Taking advantage of Kakashi's shock, Naruto attacked Kakashi with his now chakra-enhanced katana. Kakashi was able to narrowly dodge the chakra-enhanced sword slashes in time, but just barely, as he got several cuts on his clothing and on his body. After a minute or so of this, Naruto decided to show Kakashi what he really was capable of with his sword. He then began to flow wind chakra into his katana and swung it in a horizontal slash and cried out, "Sarasu Fu, wind slash," where he created a crescent-shaped blade of wind. The blade of wind flew at Kakashi with such frightening speed, that Kakashi just managed to avoid the deadly technique, although it did manage to cut his mask slightly, as a cut appeared on his mask and the left side of his cheek started to bleed slightly. But what was most shocking to Kakashi was that the blade of wind continued on past him and had cleanly cut right through two trees that were behind him. Where on earth did he learn a technique like that? Shouted Kakashi in his mind, as he knew that Jiraiya nor Tsunade could not have taught Naruto that, as neither of them had an affinity to wind, as the jutsu was clearly a wind jutsu. Sasuke and Sakura, who had been watching this, were equally as stunned and shocked as Kakashi, if not more. "How the hell did he do that?" cried Sakura in her mind. "How the hell should I know?" "Cha," answered back inner Sakura, who was just as shocked as other self. "What kind of jutsu was that?" thought Sasuke with outrage, at the fact that Naruto could do such a powerful technique, one that he had never seen before and was clearly more powerful than any jutsu he knew, considering how fast it was and how it easily cut through those two trees. As if reading everyone's mind, Naruto decided to speak up. "You're probably wondering right now, what was that technique that I just used?" he asked, where he got a slight nod from Kakashi. "Well, as you have no doubt guessed, the jutsu I used was a wind jutsu, one that I created myself," shocking Kakashi and the observing Sasuke and Sakura. "Why, you created that jutsu yourself?" spoke Kakashi with clear shock and amazement, as the jutsu was clearly an A-rank level wind jutsu, and for a newly made genin like Naruto to create that himself was nothing short of astonishing, not to mention he had the chakra levels to do something of that level. "Yes, the jutsu involves me channeling a concentrated amount of wind chakra into the tip of my blade and firing it with pinpoint timing in the shape of a crescent moon or in a shape of a wave as I swing my sword," explained Naruto by telling him very basic of the technique. Incredible, thought Kakashi, as he knew the amount of control something like that would take. Since for someone to do that it would take precise chakra control, since if they did not have precise control over their chakra then they would put too much chakra into the sword and overload it, as it would blow up right into the user's face. It seems that Naruto has inherited his mother natural precise chakra control, though Kakashi. Quickly Naruto swung his katana again and fired another, Sarasu Fu, at Kakashi, who quickly replaced himself with yet another wooden log. Naruto quickly spun around with his katana and channeled more wind chakra into it. Whereas he spun around he used the wind chakra he had channeled into his katana to raise up the dirt from the ground to make a dust cloud to give himself cover from any attacks that Kakashi might make. Which came from a nearby bush as Kakashi fired several kunai at the dust cloud. Naruto quickly jumped out of the dust cloud and fired yet another Sarasu Fu at where the kunai came from. The attack cut the bush in half, but all it revealed was that Kakashi was gone. When Naruto landed, Kakashi suddenly appeared behind Naruto in a crouch position and his hands forming a tiger seal. Second rule in being a shinobi Naruto, never let your enemy get behind you, said Kakashi. Where he then cried out Konohagakure Hiden Taijutsu Ogi, Sennen Goroshi Konohagakure's most secret and sacred technique, 1000 years of death, and inserted his one index and middle fingers into the Naruto's rectum. But when Kakashi did this, Naruto exploded causing a massive explosion. Fortunately though for Kakashi, he was able to evade the blast, although he was still a bit singed. Damn it, he knows Bunshin Daibaku a clone great explosion, what the hell has Jiraiya-sama and Tsunade-sama been teaching this kid, said Kakashi to himself as he jumped out of the smoke from the explosion. Unfortunately when he did, the real Naruto had been waiting for him to do so, where he then came out of the tree line and was about to cut Kakashi in two. Kakashi although saw this and quickly spun around and came up beside Naruto and grabbed his wrist and twisted it enough to force Naruto to drop his katana and then threw him away into the middle of the clearing. Naruto quickly landed on his feet where he then did a few hand seals, after which his hands were covered his chakra. Both Sasuke and Sakura looked on in confusion, while Kakashi began to curse himself for being so stupid, as he quickly recognized the jutsu that Naruto was using. Shit, I should have known that he would have some knowledge in medical ninjutsu, considering that Tsunade-sama is his mother, though Kakashi. As he knew how dangerous the Chakra no Mesu chakra scalpel could be when used by a highly trained medic, he only hoped that Naruto wasn't able to use them as well as certain medic nins could. Unfortunately for Kakashi, Naruto was indeed highly gifted when it came to using Chakra no Mesu in a fight. He was even more skilled than his mother was in them when she was his age, where during their spar Naruto was often able to use them quite effectively against his mother. Quickly engaging Kakashi in close combat, Naruto was able to use his naturally speed and agility to great effect by moving around quickly and attacking Kakashi around different angles. Unfortunately though the silver-haired Jonin wasn't a highly skilled and seasoned Jonin for nothing, where he was able to avoid or dodged most of Naruto's attacks with his Chakra no Mesu. But still Naruto was still able to get a few hits on Kakashi, where he was able to cut some of Kakashi's muscle tissues and tendons on his legs and arms, which slowed the Jonin down a bit as he struggled a bit to get his arms and legs to move in time to dodge more of Naruto's attacks. After a few more minutes of fighting like this, Kakashi quickly dropped a few smoke bombs, where Naruto quickly jumped away so that Kakashi couldn't sneak up on him in the smoke. Soon enough the smoke dissipated and Kakashi was gone. Naruto quickly went on alert as he knew Kakashi could sneak up on him any second. Quickly looking around left, right, in front of him, behind and above, Naruto could still see no sign of Kakashi and could not sense him anywhere nearby. With no luck at finding Kakashi, Naruto decided to use another technique he had created, called Chakra no Parasu, Chakra Pulse. The technique worked like acoustic location or sonar, where instead of using sound to determine the distance and direction of something, Naruto would use chakra. By placing his front two fingers on the ground, Naruto would send a large but concentrated burst of chakra out from his finger like a shock wave through the ground, which would spread out to about 500 meters from where he was. There the chakra shock wave would create a sort of chakra echo with anything that it hit and had chakra, thereby allowing Naruto to determine the exact location of the person in question. The technique also allowed Naruto to determine the amount of chakra the person had, hence allowing him to know how strong his opponent was. The technique of course could only be used by someone with large amount of chakra and had to have precise control over their chakra and have pinpoint timing. Also as well, the technique could only work in finding a person when the person in question was either on the ground or was on something that was on the ground like a tree of a building. But if the person was in the air, then the technique would be unable to locate said person. Naruto had come up with the technique when he read about how bats used sonar to find their way around things, from a book about animals. After which he thought about how he could use the same kind of method with chakra instead of sound. After deactivating his Chakra no Mesu and then used his Chakra no Parasu to find Kakashi, within a second or two of using the technique, Naruto found Kakashi's location. He found that Kakashi was hiding about 10 feet away from him underground. After locating Kakashi, Naruto decided that it was time to take off the kid's gloves and go all out on Kakashi if he wanted to get the bells in time, as he knew that time was almost up. Begin Himeteru Tushi soundtrack. He then quickly channeled an immense amount of chakra inside his body, and a moment later gathered it into his fist, where Naruto then slammed his fist into the ground and cried out Chikaku Hendo, Earthshaker Impact, and released the chakra into the ground, where thanks to his superhuman strength, Naruto pulverized the ground around him into miniature pieces by the excess shock of his attack, which then raised the ground up all around him and scattered all the earth pieces around the clearing, completely destroying the clearing and the training area. This of course revealed a now wide-eyed and stunned Kakashi out of the ground, where he had been hiding. Upon seeing Kakashi, Naruto smirked at the now wide-eyed and stunned silvered-haired Jonin and then spoke. Kakashi-sensei, I found you, said Naruto as he continued to smirk deviously. It was then that Kakashi realized where he had seen that devious smirk before. It was the same devious smirk his mother would have when she was about to lay a major beat down on someone, mainly Jiraiya. He destroyed the entire training ground, with a single punch to the ground. What insane strength, thought a stunned and shocked Kakashi in his mind before regained himself. He definitely his mother's son, and she has clearly been teaching him more than just medical ninjutsu. Kakashi wasn't the only person to be utterly blown away at what Naruto had just done, as both Sakura and Sasuke could still not believe what they just saw Naruto do. How the hell did he do that? He can't be human. Though Sakura, Cha, who cares, just don't piss him off, as he could kill us both, Cha, spoke in a Sakura, wherefore once Sakura was in full agreement with her other self. Such incredible strength and power, is this the kind of power one gets from training under members of the Sannin? Thought Sasuke with shock and anger, as it was oblivious from just this alone that Naruto was far above him in not only strength but in power. For the next few minutes Naruto and Kakashi just stood in front of each other and stared at one another. Crap, I have to be even more careful around this kid, because if I'm not, he could actually kill me and bury me with one hit alone, muttered Kakashi to himself. He then quickly jumped out of the now ruined training ground and into the tree line so to have some cover. End Himeteru Tushi soundtrack. Naruto quickly followed after Kakashi and started to attack him, where he tried to get close enough to land a hit on Kakashi. Unfortunately though, Kakashi was not about to let Naruto get that one hit as he continued to jump around and dodge all of Naruto's kicks, punches, knee kicks and elbow strikes. For the next few minutes Naruto and Kakashi continued a game of cat and mouse, where Naruto chased after Kakashi and tried to hit him, but each time Kakashi would avoid each attack, where Naruto would either hit the ground or just a tree and destroy it. As Kakashi was dodging another series of Naruto attacks, he cursed his rotten luck that he had to get a male version of Tsunade on his Genin team. He also wondered if this was somehow Kami's payback for reading Ika Ika. At the same time he was even cursing himself for telling Naruto come at him with the intention to kill, which he was clearly doing so, as Naruto might have actually killed him more than once in the past few minutes. As he continued to dodge, Kakashi suddenly found himself backed up against a tree, with Naruto charging at him with another super-powered punch. Quickly Kakashi spun around the tree to avoid Naruto's punch, where instead of hitting Kakashi, Naruto hit the tree, where he blew apart a large piece of the trunk and caused the tree to fall down. Whoa, that was close, thought Kakashi when he saw the tree fall down, where he then quickly jumped away to avoid another one of Naruto's supercharged kicks, where Naruto destroyed yet another tree when he hit it instead of Kakashi. Well Naruto, I have to admit your strength is impressive, but it's still no good if you're not fast enough to land a hit on me, spoke Kakashi from high tree branch near Naruto. We see about that, said Naruto as he formed a hand seal and cried out Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, and created 4 shadow clones of himself and had him attack Kakashi. Shit, cursed Kakashi as he saw the shadow's clones come at him as he dodged their attacks, as they were able to use Naruto's superhuman strength as well. After dodging another attack from one of the clones, Kakashi quickly jumped into the air and threw several shurikens at once and hit the clones with pinpoint precision, causing them to disappear. Unfortunately, the clones were just another distraction for Kakashi, so to allow Naruto to come behind him, where Naruto then appeared in midair right above Kakashi and did a falling axe kick and cried out, "Reshuken, Fisher kick fist." Luckily for Kakashi, he saw Naruto appear right before attack hit him and was able to do a mid-air spin to avoid being hit by Naruto's Reshuken. When Kakashi avoided Naruto's Reshuken, Naruto fell right past him, where his kick hit the ground and caused a large fissure in the ground, making Kakashi glad that he had avoided being hit by that attack when he landed nearby. Unfortunately, Kakashi was not able to ponder for long on how lucky he was, as Naruto quickly got back on his feet and charged forward at him with a straightforward punch and hit Kakashi right in the gut, although when he did hit Kakashi, he exploded into a puff of smoke. Damn it, he got away again. He used a replacement jutsu and replaced himself with a shadow clone he had created, thought Naruto, where he then used his Chakra no Parasu to find Kakashi again. With Kakashi. Man, I never thought I have this hard a time with Naruto, let alone any of the others in this test, muttered Kakashi to himself, as he hid behind a tree trunk on a thick tree branch so to give him to catch his breath. But as Kakashi was catching his breath, his shinobi senses were telling him that there was something amiss. Stretching out his senses to find anything out of the usual, he suddenly felt a change in his chakra and quickly realized that he was under a genjutsu. Quickly he used a Genjutsu Kai Genjutsu release to break out of the Genjutsu. When he did this, the Genjutsu faded, revealing it to be a Magen, Kokoni Arazu no Jutsu, demonic illusion, false surroundings technique. As Kakashi found himself on the ground below the tree that he thought he was on instead of being on one of its branches. Not bad, Naruto, but still not good enough to fool me, spoke Kakashi out loud as he got ready for any attack that Naruto would make next. But what happened next he did not expect to happen, as a tree suddenly sprung out of the ground and coiled itself around Kakashi and wrapping up his hands, arms and legs, completely robbing him of his mobility. How this then, sensei? Asked Naruto as he came out of the tree that was wrapped around Kakashi and ready to strike Kakashi in the neck with the kunai he had in hand. Shit. He used a Magen, Niju Kokoni Arazu no Jutsu, demonic illusion, double false surroundings technique to trick me, as the Magen, Kokoni Arazu no Jutsu was just to distract me, so that I would not sense the Magen, Jubaku Satsu, demonic illusion, tree binding death when he used it on me until it was too late. Damn it, I didn't think he'd be this skilled in Genjutsu. I got stop underestimating this kid, thought Kakashi, as he cursed himself for being underestimating Naruto again. Quickly before Naruto could strike, Kakashi bit his lip to cause enough pain to get out of the Genjutsu. Once Kakashi was out of the Genjutsu, he quickly jumped into the air to dodge several shurikens thrown by Naruto. As he was in midair, Kakashi quickly caught several of the shurikens that Naruto had thrown at him. When he landed, he then threw them at Naruto and hit him in the chest. But as they did, Naruto exploded into a puff of smoke, revealing that he was a shadow clone. When Kakashi discovered this, he suddenly found himself unable to move. As he looked around with his eyes, he suddenly saw several seals craved on the trees around him. Kakashi quickly realized that the seals were for Kekai Kote Fuin, four-corner immobilization seal, a Chunin-level Fuinjutsu, that involved placing specific seals in specific spots around an opponent, where once activated, the opponent and anyone else in the middle of the area between the seals would be unable to move. Shit. The Genjutsu attack was just another diversion, so to keep me distracted long enough for him to place the seals on the trees and to make sure I wouldn't notice them until it was too late. I fell right into his trap. He's definitely got good tactical skills, thought Kakashi, as he then began to try and think of a way to get out of this mess, before Naruto took the bells off him. Well, Kakashi-sensei, I believe that we're nearing the end of this, fighters. I have you now and you can't escape, and it's my move, said Naruto as he appeared in front of Kakashi. I wouldn't be too confident if I were you, Naruto, said Kakashi rather calmly. Perhaps, but I do think that this fight is mine, and I'm going to finish this now, stated Naruto as he then began to do a few hand seals. Kakashi's eye quickly widened in surprise as he recognized that jutsu is a water jutsu. He has an affinity to water as well, thought Kakashi in disbelief, at the fact that mere genin, even one like Naruto, having not one but two natural nature affinities. As Kakashi was thinking this, Naruto then cried out, Suten, Mizurappa water style, violent water wave, and shot out a gush of water from his mouth and like a waterfall and washed Kakashi away, until he collided with a tree several feet away. Although when the water went down a bit, Naruto saw a wooden log, where he thought Kakashi was. Damn it, I thought sure I had him. He must have replaced himself at the very moment that my attack washed away the first two seals. That takes some serious skill as he only had a second or two, but I should have expected that since this guy didn't become a living legend for being sloppy, thought Naruto. Where the moment he had finished thinking this, Kakashi appeared right beside him and hit him in the back of the neck, knocking him out. Sorry Naruto, but I won this round, said Kakashi as he saw Naruto fall to the ground. But to his surprise, as soon as Naruto hit the ground, he puffed out of existence, revealing him to be yet another shadow clone. Damn it, another shadow clone, how many does he have? ... He must have replaced himself with the shadow clone as soon as I came up behind him, crap. How much chakra does this kid have, as most genin would have collapsed and be unconscious from chakra exhaustion long by now. Especially when you consider the number of different justus he used, their levels and how many times he has used them in this fight. Not to mention how long he has been fighting against me, though Kakashi as he looked around for any sign of Naruto. It was in that moment that Kakashi then saw Naruto appear 30 feet away from him and then a few hand seals before crying out Doton, Ritsudo Tensho Earth style, tearing earth turning palm, where the ground around Kakashi spiraled inwards on itself, and was about to bury him alive. Fortunately for Kakashi, he had been able to jump into the air in time to avoid being crushed or buried alive by the earth. As he flew in the air, Kakashi was once again surprised by Naruto's abilities. He has 3 nature affinities. He though in surprise. Once Kakashi landed on the ground, he suddenly felt a something stab him in the leg. When Kakashi looked down, he saw several senbon needles stabbed into his leg and saw a pair of hands holding onto his legs. He then realized that Naruto must have sent a clone undergrounded and used the Doton, Moguragaku no Jutsu, Earth Release, hiding like a mole technique, to travel underground. Before Kakashi could even try and get out of the grip, he suddenly started to feel weak and was finding it had to focus his chakra. It was then that Kakashi realized that the senbon needles were covered in poison. It was also then that 2 more shadow clones appeared out of the bushes on either side of Kakashi, where they then quickly grabbed onto Kakashi's arms and held him in place and keep him from doing any hand seals. It's time to end this fight once and for all, Kakashi-sensei, as I need those bells, now. Spoke Naruto, where he then quickly made 2 shadow clones and then did several dozen hand seals with impressive speed. As Naruto was doing the seals, Kakashi quickly recognized them as ones used for another water jutsu, one more powerful than the one Naruto used earlier. Kakashi tried to get out of the clone's grip, but they were too strong and he was too weak thanks to the poisoned senbon needles. Naruto quickly finished the hand seals and then cried out Tsuten, Suiruden no Jutsu, water style, water dragon bullet technique, after which the moisture came out of the surrounding grass and leaves, leaving them shriveled and dried up, as well as coming out from the air around him and formed into a giant, powerful water dragon. At the same time, one of the clones started to channel its lightning affinity into the water dragon, while the other channeled its wind affinity into it. The second clone's wind affinity increased water dragon's speed and power greatly, while the lightning affinity from the other clone covered the water dragon and increased its attacking power. With these 2 other affinities combined with the water dragon, Naruto then cried out, Mizufu, Combo Rakurai, Psycho no Suiruden Dinaki, water, wind, lightning combo, supreme electric water dragon. Where the massive lightning and wind empowered water dragon charged forward at Kakashi with incredible speed. Kakashi could only watch as the massive lightning and wind empowered water dragon charged at him with incredible speed, as he was too weak from the poison and too shocked to try and move, due to the fact that Naruto showed skill far beyond the average shinobi. As he had created this massive water dragon, out of just the surrounding moisture alone. As well as combined it with 2 other affinities to make it stronger, not to mention the most shocking part being that Naruto showed he had 4 naturally nature affinities. Within seconds the massive attack collided with Kakashi and the shadow clones, where the shadow clones puffed out of existence. While Kakashi was sent streaming down through the ground and through several dozen trees with such tremendous power that the water attack hollowed out the ground and tore the trees apart when it hit them. By the time the attack ended, Kakashi was washed up with his back against a single large tree that he had slammed against, which had somehow withstood the remnants of the attack. Once the attack ended, Kakashi opened his eyes groggily as his body was reeked with pain from the massive force and power of the lightning and wind-empowered water dragon, although he couldn't feel the pain, as his body was numb from the lightning that had ran through his body from the electrified water of the attack. Kakashi looked around to see where Naruto was, but saw him nowhere in sight. Deciding to look a gift horse in the mouth, Kakashi decided to try and escape before Naruto came to finish him off. But before he could even manage an attempt to try and flee, he suddenly heard Naruto cry out from some unknown location, "Mokuton, Mokashoku, would release, wooden tentacles." After which dozens of wooden tentacles from the tree behind him came out of the ground and from the tree itself, where they started to wrap around his body and restrained him. Impossible, he can use Mokuton as well. What the hell can't this kid do? Thought Kakashi in stunned disbelief once again. Once Kakashi was properly restrained, Naruto then came out from the tree he was hiding behind, panting a bit heavily and sweating. The fight altogether had taken a lot out of him and he doubted that he could have gone on much longer as he was pretty much tried and was nearly out of chakra. He also knew that he was very lucky as he knew if Kakashi hadn't underestimated so much and if he had known what Naruto was capable of or at least had known some of his abilities he would have lost to Kakashi without question. Naruto then used his Mokuton bloodline to have a wooden tentacle, take the two bells from Kakashi's side and bring them to him. After which Naruto then held out the bells in front on the now subdued Kakashi. "Looks like I passed the test, Kakashi-sensei, as I got both the bells," said Naruto, to the now defeated Kakashi. Where as soon as he said this, the bell of the alarm clock rang out, to tell them that time was up, and it seems just in the nick of time. At this Kakashi could only sigh in defeat and hang his head in shame. He beat me fair and square, and once the other Jonins hear of this, they're never going to let me live it down. As Kakashi dwelled over his defeat at Naruto's hands, Naruto turned to his far left and then cried out, "You two can come out now, I know you both been watching us from the start." Seeing as they were already found out, both Sakura and Sasuke came out from their hiding spots behind some tree. "I can't believe it. He actually beat Kakashi-sensei, not even Sasuke-kun could do that and he has Mokuton, but how can that be? Even if he's the Shodaime Hokage descendant, Iruka-sensei said that no one other than the Shodaime Hokage himself was ever able to do that. Not only that, he was able to create that massive water dragon in the middle of the forest, without being near a lake or river. Just like what Iruka-sensei said the Nadaime Hokage could do." Though Sakura in disbelief, he's strong, thought in a Sakura inside Sakura's mind. Which Sakura could only nodded in agreement with her inner self, as she still found it hard to believe that Naruto was this strong and that he had defeated Kakashi in probably one of the most spectacular battles she had ever witnessed in her young life. "So this is your true power, Senju," thought Sasuke angrily with narrowed eyes as he stared at Naruto with some jealousy, as he realized just how strong Naruto really was and also realized that if he fought Naruto now at his currently level of skill, Naruto would wipe the floor with him with no problem. This of course did not sit well with Sasuke as his pride as an Uchiha and his need for revenge against his brother would not stand for it. Since it showed how inferior he was to Naruto, and if there was one thing Sasuke could not stand, it was being inferior to someone else his own age, as it showed that he was weak and he hated feeling weak. Once Sasuke and Sakura had come out of their hiding spots, Naruto then had the wooden tentacles retract back into the tree and let go of Kakashi. Once they did, Naruto then took out a vial out of his pouch, then took out a small pill and handed it to Kakashi. "Here sensei, take this, it will get rid of the effects of the poison," said Naruto as he handed Kakashi the pill. Kakashi took it and lifted up his mask slightly so not to show his face and then swallowed the pill. Once Kakashi took the pill, Naruto then knelt down next to Kakashi and used Shosen Jutsu, mystical palm technique, to heal Kakashi wounds and recovered from Naruto's attack. As Naruto was healing him, Kakashi could not help but stare at him in wonder, as Naruto was clearly one of the most talented shinobis he had ever met in his life. He had already shown skill levels far above people his own age, not to mention he possessed an ability he had thought only existed with the Shodaime Hokage and in one other person, Mokuton. Not to mention as well he could use his mother's superhuman strength and had the Nadaime Hokage's high water affinity. Although clearly Naruto had not mastered it to his ancestors' level yet, he still could do so in a few more years with enough training and practice, and the same could be said for his superhuman strength in terms of his mother. "You're a true heir to the Senju clan, Naruto, and probably the most surprising ninja I have ever come across," thought Kakashi with a slight smile behind his mask. After a few minutes Kakashi was fully healed. Kakashi then stood up and began to stretch his arms around, getting the feeling fully back in them. Once that was done he then led the genin back to the memorial stone, after which he then turned to look at Naruto. Well Naruto, as much I hate to admit it, but you beat me fair and square as you got bells off me, but since you have an extra one I let you give your extra bell to one of your teammates if you want to, so which one will it be? Asked Kakashi as he waited to see if Naruto had truly figured out the test. For a moment or two Naruto did nothing and just stared at Sasuke and Sakura, who wondered which of them he would choose to pass with him. I will give them both my bells, said Naruto as he threw the two bells to the surprised Sasuke and Sakura, who each caught one. Are you sure about this, Naruto? Because you know that, if you give them both your bells then they will pass and you will fail and be sent back to the academy, said Kakashi in a neutral voice that showed no emotion. Yes, I'm sure, said Naruto with confidence, where he then turned back to his teammate. Although I don't like either of you much, you are still leaf shinobis and my comrades in arms, and even if I don't like you, I won't leave you behind and I will always have you back, even if it cost me my life, spoke Naruto without any hesitation, surprising both Sakura and Sasuke at his statement. After a moment or two of silence, Sasuke suddenly spoke up. I don't want your pity, dope, so you can key, said Sasuke, as he took Naruto's speech as a sign of pity, which was something he could not stand for either. But before he could finish what he was about to say and throw the bell at Naruto, Kakashi interrupted him. Well then Naruto, I have only one thing to say to that, as he held his hand out in neutral thumbs out, before he then turned it upwards to a thumbs up, you all pass. After which he did a U-shaped eye smile. But Kakashi-sensei, you said that we would have to have a bell to pass the test and Naruto doesn't, so why does he pass with us, asked a confused Sakura. Would you care to explain it to them, Naruto, as you clearly figured it out? Asked Kakashi, as he turned to Naruto, to which Naruto nodded. The test was never really about the getting the bells were just something to divide use and think only for ourselves and blind use to the true meaning of the test, said Naruto. When he saw that neither Sasuke nor Sakura got what he was saying, he decided to go into more detail. You see, there was a secret behind the bell test. It did not matter if we got the bells, it only mattered if we worked together. Even if we believed that one of us would fail, just like on a shinobi mission where there is nearly always a chance that one of us would die on it. Kakashi-sensei had even hinted the meaning of the test, as he had said earlier that we each had a 33% chance of passing the test. Hence, if we each had a 33% chance of getting the bell by ourselves, then if we worked together we would then have a 99% chance of getting the bells. That was what I was trying to tell you both when I rescued each of you, stated Naruto, matter-of-fact tone of voice, where both Sasuke and Sakura eyes widen in realization, while Kakashi just nodded his head smiling behind his mask. Also, the test was about finding out if we were willing to sacrifice ourselves for each other on a mission, since if we believed that one of us would fail and we still worked together and got the bells, then the test would also show if we would either fight over who got the bells once we got them, or if one or all of us were willing to sacrifice ourselves and willing fail the test so that the others would pass. As it would in a way demonstrate that one of us or each one of us would willing sacrifice our lives to save the lives of the rest of the team on a mission. Hence that's why I passed along with you, since you both have a bell each to pass the test, and I showed the willingness to work with you and the willingness to sacrifice myself to let you pass on. Had I given one of the bells to just one of you and kept the other for myself, or keep them both to myself, then we would have all failed, finished Naruto. Further surprising Sasuke and Sakura at how he had managed to figure all this out by himself, Kakashi himself was also slightly surprised and impressed by Naruto figuring out the second meaning of the test, as he had not when he did the same test with his former teammates, where his sensei the Yondaime Hokage had to explain it all to them later on when they had passed the test. After a minute or so, once everything had sunk in, Sakura began to cheer out happily that they had passed. Naruto just dropped his shoulders tiredly as he was tired from fighting Kakashi, while Sasuke brooded, although still was slightly pleased that he had passed and was now one step closer to killing his brother. Sakura cheering of course quickly ended, when Kakashi suddenly spoke in a serious tone. I don't know why cheering, Sakura. Since technically, you and Sasuke did not really pass, since the only one that really passed this test was Naruto. But sensei, you just said, spoke Sakura before being interrupted by Kakashi. Oh, you did all pass, you needn't worry about that, but only because of Naruto giving you both the two bells and was willing to sacrifice himself to let you both pass. Had he failed to get the bells off me in time, I can assure you that he would have just gone back to the academy, while you two would have been booted out of the ninja program altogether, shocking Sakura and causing Sasuke to scowl. As he was the only one that was willing to work as a team, but the both of you slapped away his offer of help and dismissed his advice without really listening to it and only looked out for yourselves. You both failed to look underneath the underneath, where neither of you realized the true meaning the test. Both of you turned your back on your teammate, when you should have worked with him, and if there is one thing that is unacceptable in my book, it is those who turn their backs on their comrades. For you see, in the ninja world, those who break the rules are scum, but those who abandon their friends and comrades are worse than scum. That's probably the most important lesson I can ever teach you as your sensei, which is why I want you to take it to heart. Kakashi then turned and looked at the memorial stone. You see this stone next to us? This stone is the memorial stone. It lists all of the shinobis of this village that were killed in action, and my teammates are on this stone along with my sensei the Yondaime Hokage, as they all died in combat. I come to this place every day, and every time I come here this place it makes me think about the mistakes I've made in the past. And I've made a lot. This is why I'm telling you to help and support one another and your other comrades, as you will need them when the time comes, and to avoid the mistakes that I have made in the past. When Kakashi finished, both Sasuke and Sakura had thoughtful looks on their faces as thought about what Kakashi just said to them. Naruto just remained silent throughout the event, as both Jiraiya and his mother told him the same kind of thing and took what they told him to heart, just like Kakashi was trying to get Sakura and Sasuke too. After a minute or two of total silence, Kakashi spoke again in cheerful-like tone. Okay then, now that's said, I can say that Team 7 is officially formed and we will start our team training and missions, in 3 days' time at 9 in the morning, so you have the rest of the day off. Surprised by Kakashi's sudden change of attitude, it took a minute or so for the genin to regain themselves. Sasuke then went HMPH, and then started to walk away, muttering about how he needed to go home and train more. Sakura, being the every loyal fangirl that she was, followed after Sasuke, asking him if he wanted to go out on date with her to celebrate them becoming a team. Sasuke of course responded with his usual response, no. Dejecting and depressing her, who although despite being rejected by her crush still continued to follow after him and try and persuade him to change his mind. Naruto went over to where Kakashi had caused him to drop his katana and went to get it. When he picked it up, he found Kakashi coming over to him. Is there something the matter, Kakashi-sensei? Asked Naruto. No, not really, Naruto, I just wanted to ask you something. I was just wondering, did you figure out the meaning of the test by yourself, or did you already know about it from your mother or Jiraiya-sama? As the bell test was used by the Sandaime when he taught your mother and Jiraiya-sama, Jiraiya-sama also used it on my sensei the Yondaime, when he trained him and his teammates, where he then used it on my teammates and me, asked Kakashi. At this Naruto smiled. It was kind of both, answered Naruto, where Kakashi just raised an eyebrow to signal Naruto to continue with his explanation. Ero-Sennin and Ka-chan already told me about it a while back, but I had forgotten about it until you started the test, after which I remembered what the test was about, since they had told me about the first meaning of the test, although I figured out the second part myself. That makes sense. Oh well, guess I should have known that your mother would have told you all about this test and I should have tried something a little different, replied Kakashi with some amusement in his voice. There is also one other thing I like to ask you about, Naruto, said Kakashi, causing the young blonde to raise his eyebrow this time. What was that technique you used to find me underground? Since just before you destroyed the training ground I sensed a shockwave of chakra coming from you, asked Kakashi. At this Naruto smiled and explained the chakra no Parasu and how he came up with it. When he finished explanation, Kakashi had to applaud Naruto's ingenuity and creativity in creating such a technique at his age. Once the explanations were all done, Kakashi decided to leave and go make his report to the Hokage about his now newly formed team and his recommendation on what to do about Naruto. But before he could leave, Naruto suddenly called out, "Hey Kakashi-sensei, aren't you forgetting something?" At this the copycat nin raised an eyebrow in curiosity at what Naruto was talking about. I don't think I am, said Kakashi. Oh, so you won't miss this then, said Naruto as held up Kakashi's first edition copy of Ica Ica Paradise that he had gotten from Jiraiya. How did you, said Kakashi in surprise as he suddenly felt for his book that he had put his pouch when he fought Naruto, but couldn't find it. At this Naruto smiled, well back when I had my wooden tentacles take the bells off you I also had them secretly take the book off you and give it to me. Kakashi chuckled nervously, good one Naruto, now, can I have it back, please? At this the same devious smirk his mother was known for appeared on Naruto's face, sorry sensei, but like I said, if there one thing I hate it's perverts, said Naruto. Where he then threw the book into the air and before Kakashi could even try and grab his precious porno book. Naruto quickly channeled his wind affinity into his swords and in an impressive feat of swordsmanship Naruto cut the book into pieces, leaving it in nothing but shreds. After which Naruto waved goodbye to Kakashi and shunshed away leaving a horrified frozen Kakashi with hands stretched out when he tried to catch the book, where all he could do was now watch in frozen horror as the shredded pieces of his once precious porno book slowly fall past his hands and onto the ground. 5 minutes later a large angry cry could be heard throughout Konoha, Naruto. Followed by a cry of despair and sorrow as a certain one-eyed copy Nin wept over the loss of his shredded porno book. That will be it for this video. If you want more, comment down below, like, subscribe. And see you guys later.